Hey guys, so it's PZSN here. Today I'm actually going to be doing a walkthrough solve of the VCube 7. It's just a video I've been thinking about doing for a little while now, so like ever since like yesterday. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And the way I'm going to do it, because it takes me a long time to go ahead and narrate the whole solve like I normally do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I'm going to tell you what I'm about to do, then I'm going to do it, and it's going to be sped up because I am still quite slow at it. Then once I get to a certain point, I will start, explaining what I'm doing, and then, you'll see. It won't be that, it won't be anything too complicated. So, I've been thinking about maybe having a timer going, or my iPod stopwatch app. Yeah, actually, I'll do that. I will run a stopwatch so you can kind of see how long it takes me to do, how long it's taking me and such. So anyway, let's go ahead and actually get right into this. So let me adjust the camera angle a little bit. Alright, I'll just have cube timer running in the background, and that'll be sort of the stopwatch. But this is not going to be a time solve, but I can actually put this on landscape mode so you can see it. So let's go ahead and get simple. Alright, so here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start solving the centers, and like I've said before, I am color neutral for the most part with these big cubes. I'm not so much though with the odd number cubes, but with the even number cubes I am more so. But this is a 7x7, that's just an odd cube. But just for the sake of consistency, I will still start with green. And the first thing I'm actually going to do, I had at one point, when I first started the cube, I did it the way I'm about to do it, which was do a 3x3 block. But then I decided that might take a long time, so I started doing lines. But I actually went back to the way I've been doing it with a 3x3 block, because I find that method is A, a little easier, and B, it seems like it takes a little bit, it seems it takes less time to do. So anyway, I've already got this 1x3 section paired up right there, so let's see, now I'm just got to, see, this is another thing that makes me slow at it. I have a harder time with case recognition and like where pieces are and such. That's something I need to work on. But there we go. So I've got that done now. Now I just need to work on one more. So there's that piece, and this right here would go right there. I'm not going to try and get too in depth with these steps, but I want to get kind of explain at least what I'm doing. Alright, so there's that one. I'm just going to bring this up. Now I've got my 3x3 block in the middle there, which took me way too long to do. Like I said, I need to get better at recognizing where pieces are and such, but yeah. Alright, now I'm going to actually extend this into a 4x3 block, and then I'm actually going to extend that into a 5x3 block. So let me go ahead and bring this piece into here. So there's that. That's 4x3 block, and now to extend that to a 5x3 block. And there we go. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually make some lines to go along the side. So I am going to go ahead and make a whole, row of green pieces to go along this side here. So let's see. This is particularly hard actually doing these outer parts, because this piece and this piece, while they do look like they could be the same type of piece, they're actually two different types of pieces. One's mirrored to the other, so recognition, I'm still trying to figure out, a better way to distinguish, if it's the proper piece or not. So anyway, I just put that there, so now I'm just going to go ahead and make the other line. And this time I'll actually show you the completed line, because I forgot to. So let's see.
Crap.
Another thing I'm having problems with right now is the light. The lighting is not very good right here. It is nighttime after all. One of these days I'm going to buy a lamp. Alright, so there's my line. Like one of these days I'm going to buy like a desk lamp. And now I'm just going to insert that right there. So now I've got the green center done, and I'm going to do the exact same thing for the blue center. And this time I'm just going to do it and, not explain it as much. So there's my 3x3 center block there.
And now for something.
It into here. Whoops. That sucked. Wasn't quite done with making that section. Oh crap, itchy back. Ow. That was a rush scratch too, so now it kinda hurts. I don't know. Anyway. There's the 4x3 block, although I don't typically recognize that right away. I don't typically acknowledge what that is. I just am doing that now, so that way, I don't know. Alright, so now extend that. Alright, so now I got the 5x3 block, and now just to put the sides on. Sorry if I go out of frame there, guys. There. Alright, so I got the blue center done. Now, in terms of the side centers, it's actually the exact same thing. I'm actually just going to go ahead and do black because I see I've already got this bit started. Although, let me just, I'm going to go ahead and start with black. So, again, I'm going to do the little inner 3x3 spot section.
So, maybe one day later I'll do a more in-depth version of this video and actually sort of explain to you how I'm doing each step, like, what I'm doing to, get to the 3x3 block and such, but this time it's just a walkthrough solve, and I'm just trying to explain, each different, step in the, in getting the center solved, not necessarily how to do each step. It's not a tutorial, it's just a walkthrough.
But anyway, I got that done. My mouth is getting really dry. That's not a good sign. I'm not even halfway done with this yet. Alright, I'm going to bring this guy over here. And there, bring that right there. Because, keep going out of frame, so this way I shouldn't do that too much. Okay. I don't like these centers particularly. I don't know why. They're just kind of interesting to do. I really don't know why I have such a hard time with them. It shouldn't be that hard. But they, for the most part, they're the same thing. You just you don't have as much freedom, I suppose, but anyway, there's my little extension there, so. Alright. There's the black side. By the way, you'll notice my V-Cube logo has rubbed off. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and start with, I'll do red. The red center next. And this time I'm just going to, go straight through it, because you already got a good idea of what I do. Alright, so there's the red center. Now the last two centers are a little different actually than the other centers, which is kind of self-explanatory for, some people, but basically I do the same thing, but I go as far as I possibly can, and once I just feel I can't, proceed with doing that method anymore, I'll start doing what are called transitives. I think they're called transitives, or transversals, or something. I don't know, it's something having to do with the word, with the trance, but I'm going to, again, it's sort of the same basic concept at first until, I just decide to give up on it, so. Oops, oh crap. There we are. Lock up. Oh, okay. Alright, here, just so that I can sort of, well, actually, let me see. If I go ahead and bring this down, bring that, yeah, I'm just going to go and do I'm going to go ahead and actually use one of those transversal transforming things right here, to put this up here, so, because I thought I had that piece already inserted, but I didn't. So, there. See, now I've got those two things there. Now I'm going to try to extend them, and I will use these little transversal things to help me out with that too, but you know, I try to avoid doing that at all costs, but once I just can't proceed any further without doing it, and I'll just go exclusively, and usually it's when I need to extend these, I just like, crap, just go for it. So if any of you more advanced cubers can maybe help me out with that, that'd be pretty handy of you. And so yeah, I'm now just going to use them exclusively from this point on. In this case, it's not going too bad. Biggest issues right now are just lining up the edge, or lining up all the layers. Alright, so now I've got all my centers solved. Now onto edge pairing, which is my least favorite step. Actually, just last night, I've started trying to implicate a newer method of doing edge pairing, and I'm trying to debate in my head whether or not I should try and do that, but, you know, since I'm still somewhat new with that method, I'll just do the old way right now, so let's just go ahead and do it the old way. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by looking around here, trying to find some paired up edges. There's almost, actually I think there will always be at least two already paired up edges. So, it's just my biggest problem is finding those. Alright, these two here should work. You see those? Two pieces there. Now the only problem is that one's flipped, so I'm just going to go ahead and try and unflip it. So let me just do a certain algorithm to do that. Okay, and now we've got them both. They don't look paired. They do look like they're separated, but believe me, this is good. That right there is okay. Now I'm just going to go ahead and get all the other black and orange edges in the middle layers, so that way I can work with them, but I'm just trying to find one. There's one. That's the other thing, you need to find them. That's kind of annoying. Alright, so there's 1, 2, 3, so I'm lacking 2. Oh, there's one. So I'm going to put that there, and there's the other one. So alright, where's the spot that's empty? This right here will be empty, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to actually I'm going to bring this over here, then bring this down, and there you go. So now it should be good. So now all I got to do is just bring them all together. So there's those two, there's 3, 4, and 5. So now I have that entire edge piece paired up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that up, and then I'm going to replace it with an unsolved, an unpaired, unsolved edge, and that way I can go ahead and return the centers to normal. Now, the method I'm trying to do, I actually go ahead and leave them the way they were there and not return them to their original position, but like I said, that method I'm still fairly new to, and if I mess up, which I did mess up earlier today when doing this, it basically is like game over. You are done. Just give up. Unless if you just have the kind of patience or the time or the patience to go ahead and start over. So Alright, now just need to get this. I'm working on the green and red piece right now. Oops, should not do that one. So, yeah. Do it again. Bam. 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 So, now I have those. Now I'm just going to trade those out for one of those, and then go ahead and reposition those. And I actually follow this process for all of the edges until I get to the last two. And I will, explain if something else happens, but for the most part it's the same thing. Okay, we're actually at our last two edges now. As you can see, I need to pair up the blue and white edges as well as the blue and red edge pieces. And in this case, I got something very simple. All I got to do really is perform the parity algorithm to one of these edge groups here, and then I'll be able to easily pair them. Now, just so that way there's no confusion here, or just so that way I can express my opinion here, this is not a parity case. Odd number cubes cannot and will not get parity cases. There might be times where you need to use the parity algorithm to actually solve the odd number cubes, but that does not necessarily make it a parity case. So, this to me is just a case. It's not a parity though. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and bring this back here, so when I'm done doing the parity case, I can just go ahead and quickly get into pairing it up and not have to worry about that once I'm done. So now I'm going to go ahead and do that. Alright, and by the way, just so that way, I'm sure a lot of people who are watching this are probably going to be some of my non-cubing friends. A parity is simply something that cannot happen on a 3x3, which is an odd number cube, and, I just say that it's something that can't happen really on, an odd number cube, but technically it's, it's something that won't happen on a 3x3, so, yeah, anyway, so now I'm just going to go ahead and pair this up, and they'll actually both pair up simultaneously. Just like that. So now we got that paired up, and we got that paired up. Now, what this is it's basically a gigantic 3x3, and I don't have one as a to use as a visual, but trust me, it's basically now I solve it just like a 3x3. So, I suppose I'll just give you a quick walkthrough of what I'm doing. What I'm going to start doing as I'm going to get the green cross, just because I see that's there. And, I mean, yeah, you could inspect it. People do suggest you inspect these big cubes, save you some time, but I'm just going to go ahead and just start with green. And I'm going to go and get the green cross as quickly as I can. Oh, that was bad. This piece needs to go over here. Alright, so there's the green cross. Now I'm going to go ahead and do F2L, which is something I cannot explain very well at all, so... if you're interested in what that is, just look it up on YouTube or something. I'm still quite slow at it though. It's actually it's a more advanced version of doing basically what it is. F2L stands for first two layers, and basically what that means is kind of what it sounds like. You do the first two layers at the same time. So instead of going ahead and inserting these corners individually and then inserting the edges individually, I'm just going to go ahead and insert them both simultaneously, thus essentially skipping a step, and actually inserting the middle edge edges sometimes it can be a bit of a time waster. So that's actually a very handy step, and so that's just something that I need to take note of there. So that layer's done. Here, I'll try and give an example of what I'm doing when I'm pairing up edges and such, all that jazz. This one right here actually is convenient. That's already paired, so I'm just gonna have to go ahead and just all I need to do with that is just insert it. But I do have one more left, which I need to pair. I need to pair this corner, which is green, orange, and yellow, to this orange and yellow edge right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up to the top layer. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and put them both together, like that. So now I got them both paired. Hopefully you can be able to see that. I'm sorry for the lighting. Again, I might need to redo this video eventually. And then I can go ahead and insert it. There you go. I'm just going to go ahead and excuse me. Now I'm just going to go ahead and get the top layer across. Alright, so we got that done. Now, just going to go ahead and line up the edges and such. This is the beginner method for the last layer. Once I get better at F2L, and I really need to start getting better at F2L, then I will start working on OLL and PLL and such errors. But alright, now I just need to position the corners in their proper places. Alright, so there's those. Now I just need to orient them. Just try to make sure I'm not scratching any stickers off, because I did feel my fingers slip off and I felt them scratch the stickers. So. And one last turn. Boom. Solved. And right on cue, the battery light is now flashing. Ooh. So, there you guys have it. That is a, it'll be brief to you guys, even though it took me 30 minutes to do. That is a brief walkthrough solve for the V-Cube 7. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will need to do another one of these, not tomorrow, although I could, but just later on when I actually have better lighting. But this is what I can do for now. So thanks for watching. See you next video. Adios.